Hello there, and welcome to my second match of the S56 season of the Dominion League. Here against Minionpawn. We've rolled a very plundery board. I guess I'm thinking of contract as being plundery too, even though it's not plundery. I guess our liaison's contract. The Order of Masons. The draw here is not very good. Bit of an awkward board, isn't it? You can King's Court Peddlers, of course, and you can just enlarge the Peddlers. There's not really plus buy. So that's also not great. It's a very weird board. Very, very weird board. It's sort of hard to believe that you don't want to do some of the King's Court stuff, but I mean, maybe you can just buy contracts, play them, and just have a lot of favors and just shuffle golds and contracts into your deck. Maybe you can do that. You can launch. I don't know. It's very weird. The workshop stuff is not particularly good to gain. I mean, you can buy some peddlers and then at the end probably king enlarge or something and get extra. But the buy is not here. Buy is not here at all. So it looks quite weird. Your issue would be you can get a secluded shrine. Your issue is going to be well, a lot of things. Okay. So here we could either I guess we just take the we could just trash a singlet state, I guess. Probably not the play. I know what the launch does for you. I'm kind of surprised that wasn't. Next turned. continues to be pretty weird. Do I trash the coppers? I mean, at some point, I'm just not even hardly accomplishing anything by doing this. Seller's pretty bad. I guess we go ahead and use it. I don't have very much money. They don't have a gold right or a contract. I mean, they can try and make it on. I guess they can try to make it on the gondolas alone. But that seems a little tough. This is one of the weirdest boards. I'm gonna get to my 4th province and still have a still have a duration. This doesn't quite get to 8. I guess I still have to buy the duchy though. Well, I don't have to buy the duchy yet, do I? We have another gondola down in here. They're just resigning. That's reasonable. This is a weird board. I say I'm using the word weird about. It was kind of terrible. It's maybe a better word. Okay. Here we have some more stuff. We have another ally, 2 projects, incredible. Okay. There is a village this time, though it's a little bit limiting. Sewers, but no particularly good ways to activate it. You can do it, but doesn't do a lot. You can trash things. Animal fare. New groundskeepers, but it's not super clear how you would build up to anything here. No, that doesn't mean you couldn't get some groundskeepers just to boost your greening. This is, again, not... This is a little messy. I'm not super convinced I draw stuff here. Maybe you can do it at some point. You can try and combine some stuff with Haven. You can try and smooth a bit with Haven and use the Traveler's Lodge to smooth a little bit, but like at the end of the day, what does Cutthroat do? Like you can have Cutthroats and like buy some buried treasures or something and get loots. They're probably okay. I mean, they should be quite good here. I don't know if that's going to give you... I'm tempted to follow on this front, to be honest. Mostly because I don't see anything else to do. And I think you take the silvers, yeah. I don't really love the underlane. I mean, obviously I can't buy it at all, but I actually think Haven or silver is probably a better buy for that case anyway. But, so, I mean, at some point you probably prefer a cutthroat, but I guess if you're early in the shuffle, you just take the buried treasures. Now, this next one, I'd probably take a cutthroat. All about the underlanes. I really don't know about that. There's like a point where I think there's a point where that is pretty nice. I mean, like, there's probably some turn where you can top deck Snowy and Hunting Ground, right? And that's okay. But I don't see anything super magical beyond that as far as the top decking goes. Then you have to ask yourself if it's costing you in other ways. What you could be getting instead. Anyway, the top decking, like I said, is fine. I don't think it's bad, but I super don't understand that. But so be it. It's funny. It's like this board is like bad enough. Like you can just lose to something, even if you think it's a little off. Here I like the Hunting Grounds top decks. Those seem good, but the rest are a little bit of a harder sell for me. Got to play the buried treasure. Hopefully we just draw the cutthroat soon. We don't find it. Bit of a bummer. Hopefully it's not the very, very, very last card here. Maybe last silver should have been like a Haven. There's some point where like shifting the money around is a little more valuable than just having the silvers. I'm still not really sure on the groundskeeper stuff. Just right into the buried treasures. Loving those buried treasures. Okay, well that sucks. But you know, nothing I can do about that. It also sucks that Minionpawn draws the Hunting Grounds off the top of the shuffle, but it's okay. Do. I just wait. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. I don't really super want another. I don't know when we're, I mean, at some point we probably can buy a buried treasure. I don't know. Maybe Minionpawn just empties them. This is kind of interesting here, is that at some point do you top deck the grounds? I mean, the groundskeepers are probably more reasonable for Minionpawn, but I have 5 here. I mean, having 5 here, which was not really feasible, would have been nice. The buried treasures aren't that good, but they're okay. I mean, they can. They're quite a bit worse than gold for these kinds of decks, but unless you have a lot of groundskeepers, then they're plus buy and you can buy estates or whatever. Maybe that just works. But you have to spend the next few. I think you definitely need to spend the next few turns just buying groundskeepers. And you don't necessarily have to. I don't really. I mean, Minionpawn may be totally fine following on this. I don't know that it's like a mistake necessarily, but I think their advantage lies elsewhere. I may just never get a loot, which would suck, but when you bottom deck the Cutthroat in a 20 card shuffle or whatever, that's hard to avoid. Doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense to skip a province. And here we just don't have 5, so what can you do? 5 here would have helped a lot. Many things at different points would have helped a lot, but my deck is bad. I mean, I should be clear. I don't think my deck is good. We get the snowy into this is the nice thing. But they don't really have exactly what you need to super take advantage. You could top deck 2 groundskeepers here is pretty good, and then you have the 4 buried treasures coming down. That looks pretty sweet, actually. That's probably just way more VP than I could ever contest, actually, even just like. Okay, so Minionpawn doesn't go for that. Though they may have double next turn, so it probably won't matter a whole lot. I don't really love it. Now they have triple. Triple is kind of hard to hit, actually. So then it makes double. Double becomes a little awkward. Wonder if I take the estate. I guess so. If they just double and then I can. I mean, it at least puts a little fear into them. I do have $8 here. Let's see, Minionpawn probably triple duchies. But depending on how many buried treasures get thrown down here, I can still. They're gonna province duchy. I mean, they may hit 8, but I can actually play. I mean, there's a silver on top. There's 2 silvers on top. That's a little scary, actually. mean, they could miss. We know they have 7. Pretty unlikely to miss. But they did a haven as well. Yeah, okay, that's not gonna do it. I guess we just take the estates. I could buried treasure now. I could go buried treasure. Now, if only I had an underling right, I could top deck the loot. That would be scary. I could go buried treasure estate. And that would... I mean, single estate from Minionpawn wouldn't... Or single province from Minionpawn wouldn't be so safe anymore. Though... Not a sextant. Wow. Incredible. So like province, province estate is probably still pretty good for Minionpawn. Double duchy, of course. The issue is going to be when does Minionpawn play hunting grounds, draw, 3 buried treasures, and play them all, and then I'm like, and I'm stuck. I kind of need Minionpawn to again rush into the provinces, which I think he's been doing throughout this game in a way that I think has been helpful to me. Not exactly playing to his deck strengths, which is just kind of increased gains. And so they set aside a silver. Okay, plays a buried treasure. Right, because there were 2 silvers top decked, or did I misread this? No, there are definitely 2 silvers top decked. Okay. So there's a havened silver. So again, they're looking at like $5 for sure. Top decking haven is fine, though. I guess it's not a huge deal. It would be actually pretty good for Minionpawn at some point is top decking Animal Fair. I don't know if he's looking out for that, because like you could have done it with this haven, right? I'm probably better. I guess it's a little hard to say. You kind of want to see the card. Anyway, I have $8. Super not good. Like I said, I mean, at some point, Minionpawn plays the hunting grounds, and I'm just toast anyway. Though, unfortunately, I don't know, maybe I have to take some window and go for it. Though it's not like my next turn is going to have $8 in it. This is all a bit silly for me. The dancing. I have a lot of estates now. That's pretty bad. Minionpawn still hasn't found the hunting grounds. Though unfortunately, it does look like Minionpawn probably is going to play Snowy Village and double hunting grounds, which is tough. I don't really like the fair buy. Like, there's got to be something better than fair, even if it's just silver. Maybe you don't want to buy a state because you're worried that'll do 3 piles. That I can kind of understand being leery of. I'm not going to hit anything here, so. Well. It's like now, here come the hunting grounds. Probably doesn't have double, but can go province duchy or something, or even province estate, play a few buried treasures is going to be more than sufficient here. I don't know that this really looks a whole lot different if I get the... I mean, it wouldn't have been, I would have been glad to play the cutthroat more than once. That would have been pretty cool, but I'm not sure if getting the sextant in a shuffle, you know, in a couple shuffles earlier and then playing the cutthroat again, I don't know if that moves the needle here or not. It's possible. You really can just go province estate and it's totally fine. There's not any world where I beat that. I don't have plus buy. If I had played a buried treasure on the previous turn, maybe you could like convince yourself. This will also win, but it's not necessary. I guess I just go for it now. I mean, they're gonna have $2, but like the 2 duchies was very weird. Oh no, they didn't have the money. Well, if they lose here, they deserve to lose because that was just bad. Well, okay. I didn't get that. I would have had to draw the sextant, I guess. Like, I would have literally had to draw the sextant on the redraw here. That would have been really funny. But it didn't happen. Oh. They have the brand. There it is. There's the sextant. That would have been crazy. Mostly would have been crazy because Minionpawn would have, I mean, basically just given me that win. There was some world. There's some world. I guess my takeaway there is that I hate, I'm going to write P pawn on this score. I guess my takeaway from that was that I sort of hated everything we did there. I'm not super impressed with me or Minionpawn there. Okay, so now we have this stuff, which is fine, I guess. Because I'm going to buy an armory and maybe a dungeon, maybe a star chart. Not sure yet. How do we get to 5? We had to get 5 once. But you don't have to get 5 more than once. We don't have... We could play dungeon. We could top deck dungeon and hopefully draw the other dungeon and owl it. We could top deck shepherd and hopefully draw it with the estate and the other thingy, which is a little bit of a harder sell for hitting 5, right? I mean, if it's there, it's there, but I mean, if the estate's there, then this into plain dungeon has like okay shots of getting to 5. I mean, they're okay, not great, but I mean, and if you hit both, if you hit the pasture and the estate, you'll probably make it. after the dungeon play. So you can miss that too. I don't know. The problem with the buys here, we're probably buying a haven, and then you may miss. I guess you might be able to owl off a haven. I was gonna say, then you may miss it just on a, like an owl. Like if I had double dungeon here and I dungeon and then do the other thing. Okay. I guess we save the haven to maybe owl it. Depending. So we could. If we owl the haven, we could miss 5. We could miss 5 quite easily, actually. I think we just do this. I really would like to buy treasure quite badly. What did Minionpawn? Minionpawn got to buy workers. I don't know about the T-Mog. It's not really exciting me too much, but Haven is nice here. Maybe we just buy another Haven. It's like that or another. I don't know. The T-Mogs are okay, but it's like that or Star Charter Dungeon. I would like another dungeon, but like this one's coming back into the shuffle, so it's not critical that we do it this exact second. Kind of think that T-Mog's bad. Please draw the other state. Yay. Yay, and we draw the dungeon. Do we... I guess we just do the 2 estates. We don't have the shepherd in the shuffle anyway. So... this gives us better things to top deck. Well, we do know pasture and estate are up there, so just get another shepherd, I guess. We're trashing first. We can do. Really, I just want to play. I really just want to play the treasure again. Killing the estates, so willing to go a little bit down in points to get, I guess, some money quicker. I'm not fully convinced by that. I also kind of been forgetting about Owl once I've reached a certain point here, which is probably not the best thing to do. We want to do this. We could armory for another workers village here. That's pretty fun. I'm having fun. You can do T-Mog. I guess at some point there's some like T-Mog treasure tricks that are probably pretty good. At some point, I don't know. What do we want? Maybe just Workers Village Haven. We'd like to start playing more armories. I really didn't like the T-Mog. I thought that was really bad. We could really get away with mostly Owl Draw there for a lot of the game. I probably missed Owl spots actually. I had kind of stopped thinking about it, but like if you get the lion's share of the workers' villages there, it just opens up. You can mix in the havens, like you can kind of do consistency, and then you can do a little bit of draw to X with some treasury stuff. And I don't know that you would like use it late game because you probably just get the shepherd and the maybe ranger stuff going good enough, but I'm getting stuck on a castle here, so I'm gonna try a refresh and see if we get anywhere. So far, no dice. Minionpawn having some connection difficulties. Minionpawn says they're getting the spinning castle. I'm getting the spinning castle. I'm gonna try. I don't know, another refresh. This should be Minionpawn stars. Okay, we got there. Hooray. Okay, we have patient landing parties at the start of your cleanup phase. You know what's fun is Hasty Buried Treasure landing party. That's fun. Anyway, I don't think there's any tricks here. Start of your cleanup phase, you may set aside patient cards. No, there's no trick. I mean, you have to come by the landing party freedom honestly. I guess this is like bridge herald stuff, though it's not going to actually work. I guess it can work with landing parties. So you open Fisherman Bridge, try to have a lot of heralds and bridges, and then go from there. Not a lot else. If I had one more dollar here, I could go Fisherman like Herald or whatever. That would be pretty good. I guess you can just buy the landing parties and then one turn free them up and then next turn do your mega turn. Maybe? I don't think, is that a thing? Well, I mean, certainly it could be a thing. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I guess I'm going to throw in my Herald now. And maybe throw in the Herald and Bridge. I know it like makes the Herald hit basically impossible, but it seems better. I didn't put both of them on top. Like I just drew the one. That's not my fault. We again have this. This is this sad amount of money that I can't really do anything about. I'm curious if the when to do the landing parties. This is a really bad draw, actually. This is not good. Buys sheepdog. That seems... I'm not actually sure if sheepdog's better than nothing. This sucks. Okay. The thing that has kind of hurt me, at least a little bit. I don't know. I mean, this is what this kingdom is. There's no trashing. You just are living and dying by this. This was obviously very good. There's another... Do I have 2 landing parties? Here's I bought a landing party here, but I do have 2 landings. So there's another landing party here. So I should probably play this one. Get a little more money. Well, this was 5 copper, so there's actually not any more money. So we just leave the landing party. Well, maybe it's better to do it for the other one and draw through the estate at least. Doesn't change the money. We'll see if they let me undo end actions. Is a patient... I mean, I could even trigger, though. That seems... Well... We're gonna have 3 buys. I mean, it would probably get us another... Well, it's guaranteed to draw 2 coppers. It would get us another thing, but let's do this like this. We want the sheepdogs. This is not clear to me. I won't lie. Well, this is a bummer. We won't have the plus action next turn. So... It was just a bummer to lose the bridges. I mean, the Herald hit was, of course, quite nice. But maybe I'm complaining about what was ultimately probably a pretty good turn on average. It's not like this deck... There's nothing magic going on here. You can't just make any of it work. It just doesn't. So that's the worst possible reveal there. For sure. I mean, that's the absolute. The bridge there is the absolute worst thing. Okay. Cool. Cool. I don't think this will draw through. I don't have enough to. Well, we need. And that doesn't work. Oh gosh. What did I buy? This should have been a bridge buy though, not a herald. That was a mistake. This was rough though. The draw bridge on the reshuffle there was rough. And this $3. I mean, this is not surprising, but it is also rough. It's not really weird, but it's very bad. I don't know. I don't know what Minionpawn's gonna buy here. You can just take a lot of the bridges if you want. I don't really have the 3-pile threat. Again, I should have purchased a bridge here rather than a herald, but the province I'm a little. How many of these did they play? They only played 2 the landing party, so I guess next turn you get them all top decked again. And you may get through enough of the deck to do a big turn again. Yeah. I don't know. Oh. I think you can. I mean, surely you overpay. Well, if you think you're just top decking landing parties, then I don't know. You can buy whatever. You have to know I don't really have any threat ever. I mean, probably never again. I can do this, but it does not help me. Maybe I don't even. Well, I guess I just have to go for the biggest turn I can. I want to save. I guess I want to save some of these. That was helpful. I mean, what? Minionpawn can't end it next turn? I guess I don't know if they get enough bridge plays. Maybe they can just end it. No, not quite. Oh no, the fisherman. Okay. Well, I'd still think. Well, I didn't lower piles anyway, so I could have scored. But I think what I did there is reasonable. They're not actually guaranteed to get to all those bridges like by any stretch. So I have to play for something. Now maybe and if they, let's say they get to like 4 of them, they're still going to be able to score quite a bit. So I do need to get the groundskeepers, I think, to up my scoring potential a little bit. Well, this is, guess this is bridge troll stuff, bridge troll first mate stuff. Get a develop. Open bridge. I mean, it's either almsing for the blessed village right now or almsing for a develop. Now the develop is good, but maybe a little awkward. Maybe we just use the, or we could also go for like a horse traders. The almsing for Sook after a bridge troll play is going to be nice. I guess I just do it next turn, even though that doesn't really help me. Unfortunately. Pretty good. Probably. Early. As I'm doing Sook to double trash. We're gonna be a little over terminal. Do I get a really nice draw? Like, get a really, really nice draw. I get an incredibly nice draw here. In case anybody wasn't following, my draw here was exceptionally good. They play a copper, which surely is... Oh, they haven't played their bridge troll yet, right? Yeah. That is rough. You don't need that many blessed villages here because you can do some first matey stuff. Don't really want that. That's not good, but whatever. You win some, you lose some, right? It was actually, now this shuffle was actually quite bad, given that there's like that many blessed villages in there, but whatever. It's life. Took them forever to play Bridge Troll, so we'll take it. Silver sucks, but whatever. Do we just trash again? Get to 6. We could double Blessed Village. We're gonna need a first mate next turn. There's like 3 Blessed Villages in here. We're only gonna really play one of them. This is like Sook, Bridge Troll, 3 Blessed Village. That was a real bummer. This was a real bummer of a reshuffle. It could have been like game winning. We do need first mates, but I'm gonna actually go for this. The Wisp is nice. I think it's not a bad shuffle to trigger. We're gonna wind it and then we're gonna go through a good bit of it, so should be okay. Ideally we can hit like, gotta hit first mate. And also we could throw in an outpost. Outpost is hard. Man, the silver really sucked. That's okay though. I just don't know about the develop. This is not ideal, but this will work all right. Should be at least one more blessed village down in here. Of course, the lead up on trashing and stuff though will probably be sufficient. I guess we go ahead and play this. We may get to another blessed village from the Wisp. Okay, that rules. I don't think I buy. I guess we might as well get rid of the. That's not enough to get rid of it. That is. Okay, this is very good. Okay. Things are getting low. How do we play this? I mean, you can get the most actions out of it by. I think you do this just to get more draw. Okay. We very nearly have a pile out. We probably need to buy a province. The silver is worse than, well, it's actually kind of the same, right, as the alms. We don't need to be too greedy. We can whiff, though. Fortunately. There are a few ways to whiff here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think Minionpawn has the buys, so we don't need to play around that necessarily. I mean, we could go like double. I mean, we could go for more trashing, but is this worse? I don't know if it's worse. Anyway, let's do a Souk. Do a province. We don't really need. We could swap silver for Souk. I don't know if that helps. Let's just put in an outpost here. Which may give us another shot if we dud. And this should be good enough though. Okay. So far, we're just first player in it. What do you do here? Can we have a pretty severe lack of village effects? And no non-terminal draw to speak of. These boards. I guess I'm going Clerk something. I guess if you're way ahead, you can maybe make swap stuff work, but we would have to be way ahead and very clean. You could swap for the groom gains. You could probably empty the swaps that way, but you would need to be, you would need to be ahead. You would need to be ahead, and I guess you would have to try for... There's still no plus buy. I mean, even if you did all that, what would be the point? Which means that it's very possible that Black Cat is pretty good. I guess Doctor nullifies Clerk to some degree. Maybe I just trigger the shuffle here. Oh, that didn't work. I don't like the moneylender at all, but is Black Cat worth buying now though? Probably not. We'd like to just name estate here with the best shot at hitting them. I could probably buy a Clerk. I still don't really get the money lender. That's a little confusing to me. Grooming for Black Cat certainly seems feasible. Can get a treasurer. Could buy another Clerk. This is what I don't know, is whether you just groom for Black Cats and have some money. You know? They didn't get their Clerk, so... I don't know how much swap does. Could take the key. So I can buy gold here regardless. But I'm gonna run into a... Well, if they clerk us, we may just want to hit the estate anyway. And trigger the shuffle. How did I know it was estate? Sometimes I impress myself. At some point, the Clerk is still an attack, though. I mean, it's a mix, right? Because it can kind of let them adjust their money a little bit. There are some downsides for sure. But they buy a Black Cat. Can pass the... It does let them like pass the Black Cats around. That's pretty okay. I don't really know what the swapping stuff is for. Or I continue to be a little bit confused by it. Well, I guess I promise now. I mean, there's not really a reason not to. I don't really know what the paddocks are for. This is not that great of a shuffle to trigger. It's like fine. It's a fine shuffle to trigger, but If I knew it would hit copper, I mean, there's treasure on top, so I think we just get another gold. They surely are like a little bit off on money compared to me. I don't know, there was one. Oh, they get to activate it. Curses. Get it? Curses. That's gonna hurt a bit. I still think their money is pretty poor. Oh, I could have put a copper on top. Well, actually, I couldn't. I didn't know. They could have taken the key away. There was no way for me to actually know. You can't keep passing this around until eventually the doctor gets to play on it. Fortunately, the whatchamacallit, the black cat is hiding. It was out of a shuffle and it still hasn't been shuffled in yet. So it's not too scary at the moment. So we are going to get to this. There's no reason not to take the province here. I'm pretty sure we just take the key. And like buy a black cat or something. Or a night watchman. They can't score enough here. If they had I guess you can get grooms. I guess you could have swapped for grooms and scored a little bit. I've got a server was. It's really good that they have here. Dominion. It's not complete garbage. All right. I guess that was the 6th game, actually. I was not kind of lost track. All right. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you all for my next match.